Seeing Gojo, Sukuna is astonished and says, "It's impossible," wondering how it could be. But then Sukuna suddenly realizes who it is and punches Yuji away as he moves forward and says, "I apologize for underestimating you. I didn't know you were capable of going that far, Yuta Okotsu." So the leaks for JJK chapter 261 are out. And man, Gege is doing things more unexpected than unexpected. I mean, bringing Gojo back, but only his body because the soul in his body is of someone else. So without wasting any time, let's move on to the chapter. The chapter begins with the continuation of the last chapter, where Yuji decides that he will crush Sukuna's heart. Seeing Yuji so close, Sukuna takes advantage of the opportunity and is about to unleash his domain. But suddenly, he sees Gojo standing in front of him. In disbelief, Sukuna wonders if it's really him, but he pushes away that thought, saying it's impossible. But Sukuna suddenly realizes who it is and punches Yuji away as he moves forward and says, "I apologize for underestimating you. I didn't know you were capable of going that far, Yuta Okotsu." Yuta in Gojo's body. This combination would never have crossed anyone's mind. Gege has done something incredible. Now to explain how this combination came about, we are shown a flashback where Yuta decides to have Rika devour Kenjaku and copy his curse technique, which will allow Yuta to change bodies. Maki objects to this plan, but Hikari says he has a condition. They're going to use this plan when everyone is wiped out and they don't have any other options. Then Kusakabe says, "Can't we just copy Limitless from Gojo's body?" Shoko replies, "You can't use Limitless without the 6 eyes." Kusakabe then says, "Then just copy the 6 eyes." And this statement is exactly what we, the audience, are thinking. Kusakabe is representing us. But Shoko replies to this, the 6 eyes are a part of his physical body. It's not a curse technique, so he can't copy it. Then Maki asks, since Yuta can use the copy curse technique for only 5 minutes, what would happen afterward? Yuta says he doesn't know. Then Mayame explains the pros and cons of Yuta copying Kenjaku's curse technique. There's a possibility that after switching bodies, Yuta might lose his curse technique and would have to forever live in Gojo's body, which is not a bad condition. Then we see Shoko transferring Yuta inside Gojo's body. Yuta says that he knows this is a last resort. So first, he will try to fight Sukuna with his own domain. If he can't win, he'll accept Gojo's body. Kusakabe says it's a good plan, but it's just not humane. And Yuta replies, "What do you mean by humane? We're about to fight the history's strongest Jujutsu sorcerer. If we can win just by throwing away our humanity, we shouldn't even be arguing about this." Yuta asks if everyone's afraid of becoming a monster to fight Sukuna. Maki rebukes Yuta, saying that everyone's just concerned about him. Then Yuta replies, "What about Gojo Sensei? Is he not important? Haven't we been pushing all the burden of becoming a monster onto Gojo Sensei alone? If Gojo Sensei is gone, then who else will be the monster? If no one intends to become one, then I will." Then the scene switches and Yuta tells Gojo that he will take his body if he dies. Gojo says he's fine with that. He says he has no intention of losing and doesn't care what happens to his dead body. Gojo says Yuta might have been born under better circumstances than him. So Gojo says if Yuta can't utilize that advantage, he's totally lame. Gojo then asks his students to go away because he doesn't want them to see a bloody side, especially since he doesn't know what he's about to do is right. But Yuta tells Gojo to not try becoming a monster by himself again. Then Gojo says that, "Something I can't do. At that moment, I was left behind. I have to catch up to him." Here Gojo is taking about Geto. Then the scene switches to Amai, who is Yuji's friend, explaining his curse technique. He can amplify the sugar within himself and output it in some kind of way. Shoko puts Amaya in the medical team, with Nida as support, by having him supply their brains with some sugar using his curse technique. But for a moment, their plan fails because when they switch, Yuta is cut in half by Sukuna's slash and has been rushed to the medical ward. Irata has used curse technique to prevent Yuta's wounds from worsening, so it may be too late. But Yuta says he's conscious thanks to Rika, but he's starting to reach his limit. Shoko tells Yuta that she has already stitched up Gojo's corpse. So once Yuta switches, he has to activate RCT at max capacity and complete the body. Now back to the present. Sukuna and Yuta both open their domains, and we see one more clash between Sukuna and Gojo's domain. The narrator says that Gojo had already shown the solution to Sukuna's open barrier domain. Now what is the solution? We don't know, because the chapter ends with Sukuna using Malevolent Shrine and Yuta using Gojo's Unlimited Void. Editor's comment on this is the revenge match begins. Absolutely wild chapter. And I'm not lying, I'm very happy that Kenjaku is not inside of Gojo's brain. But as I've said multiple times, the chance of Gojo coming back was actually more like 30-70, and he's not officially back yet. He's just back because Yuta is inside his body, which some people are counting. Personally, I don't count it. I enjoyed the chapter, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Chapter is on a break next week. So next chapter leaks will be on June 6, 14 days from now.